Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 11 a.m. news and weather update for the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news, but not a lot of news coming out of Kinston about a shooting investigation. Again, the details are limited, but police say the shooting happened shortly after 7 a.m. on Herbert Drive. Now a home was hit by gunfire, but again, police has said that no one was injured by the gunfire. Now, police also say that additional details will be released when they become available, as the investigation is currently ongoing. Hopefully we'll get more word on that story as we make our way through the rest of the day, but now want to touch on the shooting that happened yesterday in Fort Stewart, Georgia, where NBC's Priyara Sridhar has more.
This morning, new details after 5 soldiers were shot at Fort Stewart by another soldier in their own unit.
They have an active shooter on Fort Stewart.
We have identified the alleged shooter as Sergeant Cornelius Radford.
The suspect, a 28-year-old from Jacksonville, Florida. Radford has never been on a combat deployment and used a personal handgun to open fire, according to military officials. The commanding general of the 3rd Infantry Division applauding nearby soldiers who tackled him.
These soldiers, without a doubt, prevented further casualties.
According to Fort Stewart, law enforcement was dispatched shortly before 11 a.m. The base commander issuing a lockdown 8 minutes later. By 11:09, medical personnel were on the way. And at 11:35, the lone shooter was in custody. The suspect was arrested for a DUI in May, the general saying that his chain of command was unaware of the charge and that Sergeant Radford had no known disciplinary issues in his 7.5 years of service.
The Army Criminal Investigation Division is on site to ensure that the perpetrator of this atrocity, which is exactly what it is, will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
The injured soldiers were treated at the military hospital on base. 3 needed surgery, and all are expected to recover, according to the general. Fort Stewart is the largest U.S. Army base east of the Mississippi River, with 21,000 active duty soldiers. In 2022, there was another shooting at the same base when Sergeant Nathan Hillman, a nuclear specialist, was killed by another soldier. That murder case is still pending. Both the 2022 shooting and the one Wednesday morning involved the same division, the 2nd Armored Brigade Combat Team.
And again, that was Priyara Sridhar reporting. We now turn to your weather forecast for today. Cloud cover and rain showers are pretty much going to be the story of the day. Cooler air temperatures also present across the east, but again, it's more of the clouds and the rain that are really defining the day, at least from a weather perspective. Right now, most of the rain is generally between around the triad to the triangle. That's where we see the bulk of the rain showers. But even here in eastern North Carolina, we have seen again some light drops come down across parts of the area. Duplin County has again been the recipient of some of those showers. You can see what we've collected over the past hour has been fairly scattered and light. Not really seeing the same sort of heavy downpours we had roll through last night. Kinston saw a few drops earlier this morning. Also seeing again some of those showers try to work their way more into Wayne County as they've kind of skirted the southern portion of Greene County as well. We also again want to highlight what we're tracking along the Outer Banks. Right now, heading pretty much right over Nags Head. We've got just a little bit of a rain shower there. Going to be working its way up towards Kitty Hawk here within the next, we'll give it about maybe 5-10 minutes or so. But that again is a fairly small system, so it could end up scooting off the Outer Banks before it actually reaches Kitty Hawk. But here's kind of a look at exactly what the pattern is going to look like through the rest of the day. Again, very spotty and light showers through the afternoon. Not really seeing any sort of big heavy downpours, mostly because we aren't really seeing any sort of great forcing or great lift in the atmosphere. Also, we've got a fairly dry atmosphere compared to what we would normally see this time of year. The drier the air is, the less rain you're going to be able to squeeze out of that air. And that's exactly what, again, is going to be happening is the heat, or what limited heat there is, and the lift provided by the area of low pressure that is over us is going to try to again squeeze some of that limited moisture out over eastern North Carolina, but it's going to be fairly light and limited. Coming up for tomorrow, we do have a slightly better chance of perhaps maybe seeing a stray downpour or two. But again, I do think overall rain chances aren't really going to be, again, focused around thunderstorms, more around your garden variety rain showers. Early Saturday morning right now looking fairly dry, but we will have again some cloud cover and even some rain showers closer to the coast, particularly the Crystal Coast, as a warm front is going to be pushing in from the south that again will push some cloud cover over that region. Now for your current air temperatures, most of us right now reading in the low to mid 70s, but we're seeing more and more of us reaching into the upper 70s. Right now we've got 77 degrees in Edenton along with Swan Quarter. We've got 78 degrees currently in Oriental along with Jacksonville, 79 in Stumpy Point, Hatteras, and New Bern, while Beaufort right now enjoying 80 degrees. Now on the flip side of that coin, Roanoke Rapids still coming in around 68 degrees. Same dew point there in Roanoke Rapids in Northampton County. But again, dew points are near their average for this time of year. Usually we see them right around the mid 70s. Right now we're more in the low to mid 70s thanks to a northeasterly breeze that's blowing in at about 7 to 15 miles an hour. Stronger winds along the northern Outer Banks again will keep that humidity relatively low. And of course your air temperatures quite comfortable. Later on this afternoon, a few of us will bump up into the low 80s. Not going to be considered a hot day by any stretch of the imagination, but we do have some warmer weather on the way coming up for next week. Not tomorrow, though. Tomorrow is going to be a similar day to today, albeit with a slightly better chance of maybe a few more sun breaks through your Friday. 70 degrees by 7 turns to 75 by 10, 78 by the time we reach 1 p.m. and high tomorrow again right around 80 degrees, low 80s even into the upper 70s. It's not again the toastiest of times, but hey, you know what? We'll take it in August, especially early August. Now through the upcoming weekend, I think we'll have a better chance of rain along the Crystal Coast and particularly our beach communities because of the presence of that warm front down to our south. For inland areas, you're looking at less of a rain chance and a little bit more sunshine. And then as we head through Sunday, most of those showers and storms will again try to work their way off the coast, but we are still anticipating a few rain showers and some cloud cover over our beaches. And then through next week, we transition from, again, more of those coastal showers. That low is going to slowly work its way out towards Bermuda. And that will be replaced by heat-generated showers and thunderstorms through your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even Thursday afternoon, with air temperatures returning to our seasonal average and overnight lows bumping back up into the low to mid 70s as well. Now, that's all we have time for today's 11 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Do want to give a shout out to Barry Howard. You're very welcome. Hopefully you have a wonderful day, Barry. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a fantastic Thursday.